Have you forgot the basics of life? The survival of the fittest? I'm Eric with Leadership Developed. This week, we're going to talk about adapt or die. Pretty much the evolution of a leader. While I have your attention, do me a favor. Please hit like. Also, hit that subscribe button. Help us spread the word to other growing leaders who want to be successful. The question is, do you adapt or do you die? And the reason why I'm asking that is because we forget as leaders that when things are good, we just want to sit and enjoy them. And I get it. You don't want to ruin a good thing. I don't want to ruin a good thing. And there's times that I had these great ideas, but thankfully I had a good leadership team to settle my encouragement down. And it has meaning to it. But at the same time, if you're not thinking about what is next or what's the next step, you're going to get left behind. Apple does a great job with their technology as they're not looking to compete with anybody other than themselves. What can we do better? How do we do better? And this actually culminates a few things that we talked earlier this week. We talked about if you're not growing, you're dying. Well, if you're not adapting, you're dying. Well, there's a lot of dying going on around here. But I digress. We're talking about the ability to make changes within your organization to adapt to the environment that is around you. In combat, our environment is austere, dynamic, and demanding. We have to be able to adapt. Why? Because none of our perfectly formulated plans ever go execute after the first shot is fired. The problem is everyone falls in love with their plan, that they forget how to adapt from it, how to adjust in line with it. It's not a matter that you have to do everything precisely according to your plan. You just have to have a backbone to be able to deviate from, and we'll talk about that too. You have to have structure in which to contain yourself to make adjustments to what is going on in the environment around you. Let's take helicopter flying in a war zone. Well, first of all, flying in Southern California is not the same as flying in Iraq. Definitely not the same as flying in Afghanistan. So we had to learn to adapt. How do we do that? We spend time flying in the deserts. We don't stay in Southern California. We go to these other locations in the United States to train and to learn to adapt to that new environment. There are different things that the aircraft behaves differently with. There's also just miserable situations that we're going to have to live with for the next 6 months. So if we know how to do it now, it makes our deployment that much easier. For you as a growing leader, not in a combat zone, thankfully you don't have to be, understand that your environment in which your sector is in, whether you're in corporation, nonprofit, or politics, you're going to have an environment that's always changing on you. Why? Because there's other forces in play. There's other wills at large. They have their agendas, and their agendas are going to incede upon yours. And so your ability to adapt to what's going on around you makes you more successful. You can fight back with it, you can bend with it, or you can just ignore it and do what you need to get done. Those are your options. But there's no one answer for all. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to learn to what the adjustment is. Do I need to go with this? Do I need to fight back on this? Or do I need to just let it go because it's a waste of my time? Other things for growing leaders to understand with the adapt or die situation is change is inevitable. And tomorrow we're going to talk about leading change as you help your organization to continue to be successful, especially as we're talking about with adapting to this current situation that you're having. When things are bad, it's easy to figure out I need to do something differently. When things are good is when we get complacent and forget that we have to look out for what happens next, what should happen next. It's the difference of what is easy and what is right. Keeping in mind that the adapt or die situation, same as the growing or dying situation, same as the legacy, all this is all building upon each other. All these things are building upon each other. You, as a growing leader, are going to understand that what is obvious is not spoken. And you need to talk with your leadership team about how they can grow, how they need to adapt, and how they need to survive. I'm Eric Landblom. Join us tomorrow as we talk about leading the change. Well, didn't we just say that? Yes, we did. We talked about leading the change, in which it will help understand with this what we're dealing with. Now, if you missed yesterday's video, it's right here. where we talked about what is easy and what is right. And if you want to understand where our mindset is with leadership and management, check out this video right here. Talk to you guys again tomorrow.